Hi, peoples. Here we go for our Sunday session. And the question tonight is, will my new router be able to handle it? Or router, I guess you say in a lot of parts of the world. But in Britain, that's a woodwork tool. So I tend to think of it as a router. But there we go. We are here. I see people are here already. We have got Kat May with us, who says she switched from Comcast to Fios and the performance is amazing. Yeah, it really can make a big difference. Unfortunately for me, I'm with a company called British Telecom, BT, and they are notorious because they run all the landlines. They own all the landlines in UK. And if you get a different provider, then by law, they have to give them the best service. So it's kind of a bit of a fool to get involved with that. But there we go. I've got this new router. It's called TP-Link, and it's not really any faster, but it's a lot more reliable, I'm happy to say. So I hope we have a good one tonight. Beverly is here. Hi, Beverly. I just read your message, actually, from the other night. I will get back to you a bit later. Kat's here. Vivian is here as well. We've got quite a good gang. We've got 10 with us already, which bodes well for the night. Linda Bishop is here. Well, it's the afternoon where you are, most of you, isn't it? But it's night time here in UK. Pallavi is here. Pallavi, you can get a reading. Just type your question in and I'll do you a quickie reading if I possibly can during the show. Okay, so not a problem. Right, so who else we got? Just don't want to miss anybody, you see? That's the thing. Don't want to miss anyone. I think so far I've caught everyone except Mrs. Tyler J. Hello. Thanks for being with us. Mary Ann S. is here. Oh, wow, this is great, guys. Got loads of people on board and more coming in all the time, no doubt, because it does seem to build up as we get going. Aria Song, hi to you too. And Elizabeth Hayes is joining us with a nice row of 6 hearts or 3 pairs of hearts. Well, this is good news, folks. Okay, right. Bit of news about the channel at this point and another channel. My other channel is called For Astro Truth. I was going to let it go and start doing the astrology on this channel, but I thought about it and I thought, no, let's keep it going. So there are new videos beginning to appear on For Astro Truth. Do check it out. I don't think I managed to get a link into this description. It's been a busy old day, but you know, that link will be appearing in future videos. So do check out For Astro Truth. And it's pure astrology, you know. I keep it a separate thing because quite a lot of astrology people don't want to get involved in the spiritual cosmic side of things. Let's hope we can change their minds as we go on. Vixen Doe is here. Hey is here as well. This is good. And Sharon is with us now. I did read your question earlier that you emailed me, Sharon, and thanks for your email. And let's tackle this one, actually. Let's make this the first one because I've just been thinking about this, okay? We'll do some kind of psychic stuff with this as well. But question, my brother and brother-in-law are both fully vaccinated. They vacationed and now have COVID for the past 2 weeks. Bill has it the worst. Will doctors approve a monoclonal antibody cocktail? Any insight? Okay. First thing I've got to say is, you know, obviously I'm not a doctor and I've got to be very, very careful if I give out anything that sounds like medical advice, right? It's the first thing. For entertainment purposes only, that's what I've got to say on this. I totally believe it. I get good results, but I've got to say that. Another thing to say about that is this is becoming a problem around the world at the moment. There are a lot of Brits are double vaccinated and starting to pick it up. There are variants, basically. There's a variant that got here from India, and it didn't seem to touch any of the other countries in between here and India. And that's many countries, including Germany and all over the place. So there are variants traveling about. And governments are trying to tell us at the moment that this is because some stupid people haven't been vaccinated. And, you know, it's governments are playing their own game there. I'm not saying that's not part of the problem. I'm sure it probably is, actually. But there are variants, so we've got to be careful, guys. Let's go. Hi, Gartha. Delta variant. Absolutely right. So, you know, being double vaccinated, sadly, is no guarantee. But in any crisis situation, the government of every country in the world actually is going to respond by doing a thing like putting out vaccinations, which certainly help, and then blaming people who don't go along with the government line because they're looking after their jobs, they're looking after their careers, and that is pretty important to them. Let me just do something with this. The background's a bit all over the place there. There we go. So right, with that, I'm going to pick up a pendulum and we'll go esoteric on this one. Okay, let's just hold this up. Nobody panic about this, please, all right? Worst thing you can do is panic about a thing like this or a thing like anything, really. But let's see. Pendulum's given me a yes, and it started giving me a yes pretty much as soon as the string had stopped twisting. So that's looking pretty good, actually. That's looking pretty good. And that was specifically for your question, will doctors approve a monoclonal antibody cocktail? Okay, so that's the insight from the spirit of the pendulum. Really positive yes there. So I believe that they will. But let's pick up a deck of cards, because that's what I do, you know. That's kind of how I roll, and that's where the best advice seems to come from quite often. Okay, and card we've got is the Chariot. All right, so yeah, the situation is fluid. Things are going to keep happening. Things are going to keep changing. I feel in my bones a positive outcome, okay, for both your brother and your brother-in-law, Sharon. I really hope that helps you. Okay, I feel it's going to be a while before they're totally out of the woods, though, you know. But I don't think the worst is going to come to the worst, to put it that way. Okay, and yeah, as Vixen says, and someone else said it, but I didn't see. But yeah, mask up, guys. That's a pretty good thing to do, actually. And it's something that doesn't really work in isolation. The mask stops you spreading it to other people through droplets of whatever moisture might be in your breath. And, you know, I think it'd probably help you not to get it, you know, but there's lots of things like if you've got a beard, the mask won't fit properly, and there will be, you know, things will be able to get through the gaps in the hairs in your beard, that kind of thing. So many random things I could say about that, but what's really important is everyone wears a mask, really, and sadly that is just not happening as much as I think it should in the world at the moment. I go shopping from time to time. Sometimes everyone's wearing a mask in every shop. Sometimes I go in a place and no one's wearing a mask. In fact, I went to a shop on Saturday, and the lady in the shop wasn't wearing a mask, and she was complaining about all the people who don't wear masks. So what can you do, really? Beverly says, I just picked up 5 new masks to hand out. Great, gave 6 away the last couple of months, and you've got 12 washable ones. Good for you, Beverly. That's the ticket. You know, I've believed in wearing masks for a long time, actually, pre-COVID. For decades now, it's been quite common for people in Japanese cities to wear a mask. And actually, in big cities around the world, it was catching on. It's sort of caught on in London, UK. And I know it's a thing in New York and Washington, DC too, because of all the pollution that's in the air, you know. And when we talk about the pandemic at the moment, we talk about COVID. It's not the only bad thing that's flying around in the air at the moment. But it's so important not to panic. And I really want to emphasize that. It is a very scary thing, absolutely, for sure. But what will get you through just about anything is if you can keep a cool head about it, keep a calm head on you about it. And I've learned this kind of the hard way, because I had a stroke when I was in my 20s. It's pretty much cured and sort of gone away now. I thank God every day for that, really. But at the time, you know, having a stroke, if you know someone who's had a stroke, it can make you very bad-tempered, and it made me very bad-tempered. And it also caused a lot of misunderstandings, because when I spoke, people couldn't understand me because of the speech impediment. That's one reason I love doing this, actually, you know, using my voice on YouTube. But I would be misunderstood, and I would get more and more angry, and it just wasn't anybody's fault, so I'd just have to go quiet about it. And it's a blessing to have been through that experience and learned that. But, you know, if any ailment at all gets into the body and the body's in a state of panic, the body isn't going to deal with it as well as it otherwise could. You could say as well as it should deal with it, because the human body is very capable of dealing with things, for sure. But here's some good words. Excuse me, here from Holly. Sorry about the cocktail, Sharon Lee, aren't we all? But they will be okay after a few weeks. It's going to take a while, but all will be good. Yeah, that's the attitude, and I believe that's absolutely right. Holly has good insight on these things, really. This is Tyler J. Says, after the second shot, I started getting well. Don't want it again. Yeah, I mean, to be quite honest, right, now it's spiking again. I think they're going to have to find some other way rather than vaccination, because you can vaccinate against one strain, then another strain comes up, and, oh, not good, not good. But yeah, what is good news is that this is affecting so many people that solutions are going to be found. I'm not too surprised that they're only just starting to be found at the moment, because it's Dr. Fauci, and not everybody agrees with Dr. Fauci exactly, but he said a very true thing, which is a historical fact, that it takes about 18 months to come up with a safe vaccine for anything, because you have to test it and you have to see what effect it has on groups of people you test. Because of the panic that we're in at the moment, and have been since more than a year now, people rushed to get a vaccine out after 1 year. Maybe we shouldn't be too surprised if it's not fully effective yet. But really, there absolutely is always hope, guys. Absolutely, every time there is hope. And it's important not to lose sight of that, because we will actually get out of this eventually. There's one thing Donald Trump said he was a bit of an idiot the way he said it, but it's a true thing. We will wake up one morning and it'll just have gone, not a simple thing, and not an immediate thing, certainly, but one day we'll wake up and it's gone. Do you remember Ebola back in 2016? I don't know if you've ever had foot and mouth disease going around the animals in the States, but we've had it in Wales, and we had, bovine spongiform encephalopathy. As a mouthful for you, in the late 1980s, early 1990s, and millions of British cows were put to death to try and stop it, and it just went away. It actually does. These things do go away in the end. Bird flu is a thing. I had to keep my chickens locked up for a long time because of bird flu, but it's not a thing at the moment. Some kind of answer has been found. So hey, there we go, guys. We're 12 minutes in, and I've really been on about that. Let's start getting psychic here. After a quick rehydrate, because it's gone nice and warm in UK again. Hope this is coming across nicely. It looks pretty good on the screen to me. I'm liking this new router, actually, because British Telecom can't interfere if you don't use their own router. So that's what I'm hoping is going to be the case. Hey, my sister's action yesterday, I think made it more difficult to see my late uncle's kids. Does Spirit have any advice? Okay. Let's just have a quiet few seconds and a think about this. Let's see what we come up with. Right, what's happened, hey, is someone's got their wish there. Someone was trying to push it that way. Now, at this moment, yeah, it sounds to me like it is going to be more difficult to see your late uncle's kids. But that situation is going to change. Someone's going to fight this. Someone's going to appeal it. I don't believe it's actually something you'll have to do yourself, hey, right? Someone is going to appeal that, because there's someone pulled the wool over someone's eyes, something like that. Okay, and I'm shuffling the cards here, and I'm as positive as I am, because I got happy ever after. All right, which is the 10 of cups, and that's really positive. Excuse my dirty fingernails, folks. I've been out in the garden today. Okay, but this is a good outcome. In other words, it's a happy outcome, but we're a little time away at this point, hey. All right, I hope that helps you, and I'm sure we all wish you the very, very best with that. It doesn't sound like a nice situation at all, but I've been there. I nearly completely lost access to my children back in year 2000. And I ended up bringing them both up, but wow, I was, having sleepless nights all the time there. I really was. I really was. And you went over 2 days ago and saw the kids. It was amazing. Well, great. There you go. That's the most important thing. Never mind what courts are doing and what decisions are being taken by the powers that be, so to speak. But it sounds positive, and it felt positive, and I think it's going to be all right according to what I'm seeing. So best of luck with that. Hey. And I do sympathise. I really do. Okay, it's coming to Gartha. Do you see me travelling out of the country this year? Okay, that's a pendulum question, really, isn't it? Yeah, I'll use the pendulum now, but I do actually think that there's some false concerns there. I think, well, maybe not false concerns. I think you're right to be concerned. I think anybody would be, but your concerns are going to turn out. Excuse me. Your concerns are going to turn out to be unfounded. That's what I'm picking up. Just try not to think too much about the negative side of it, because a bit like what I was saying about the dark in the video, I think it was on Thursday or Friday. Anything negative, like including just kind of general worries about stuff, you give it power when you kind of think about it. It's all about attracting the best positive energies into your life. So yeah, the pendulum says yes, you're going to be traveling out of the country this year, Gartha. That is what the pendulum says. I so hope that helps you, my friend. I really do. Let's go to Beverly at this point. And Beverly asks, would you pull a card for me for the coming week? What I need to work on. Thank you. And you're very welcome. And thank you, Beverly, for all your support. Jeff Langer, thank you for your gifts. Thank you for your gifts, Jeff, because you brought your energy here. That's what really matters. And we've got Patty Palmer amongst us as well. The numbers are going up. This is great. Okay, Gartha says, finally, I'm relieved. Thank you so much, Andy. You're very welcome. And thank you for your energy as well. Thank you all for your energy. It really, that's what really makes this special, When I was learning mediumship right at the beginning of, and I've been reading the tarot and doing other sort of mystical things since the 1980s, but it was only something like 2009 I started training for mediumship. And I went to a big spiritualist church service one night, and there were lots and lots of people there, and my mentors were doing the mediumship, and I said, oh, that must be scary, all those people out there. And they said, no, we always have a better session when there are a lot of people there, because they all bring energy, and it means there are more spirit people in the room waiting to communicate. And it's absolutely a true thing, it really flowed, that session. And I've learned that myself as well. If I go along to a venue and there's only 4 people there, I can't get more than about 10, 15 minutes out of it. And there's not that much energy in the room, So the more the merrier. And now we've got 27 in chat. This is really good news. 27 people bringing their energy really makes it work. So there we go, Beverly. I've been shuffling away while I talk about all that. Now then, Sanat Kumara for you, Beverly. Light activation. And it says, excuse those dirty nails. God, they're filthy, aren't they? Shine your light. That's not what the card says. The card says, shine your light. Your internal guidance is coming through loud and clear. Okay, Beverly? So that's for you to work on in the next week. That's what the wisdom of the cards and the wisdom of whatever spirit being is very kindly helping me shuffle at the moment. I think it's Rosalie, actually. And she is a great, great spirit guide. That's the thing to go with. Shine your light. You know you're growing. I just read your message from yesterday on Messenger. You know you're growing. This is absolutely great. And you said some very kind words about me helping you, but all I really ever have done for people as a psychic, as a medium, or as any kind of teacher is I sort of have an idea which door it would be good for you to go through. I say, try that door over there. And people usually find success through it. So that's all I'm doing. It's really all about you, Beverly, and the communication you're having with spirit. And just, because you're on the right path, the right track, the more you're on the right track, the better things get, really and truly. So that's for you for the week ahead, Beverly. I've had loads of paranormal experiences, Gartha, and I'll start going on about them soon as well. But I'm going to try and do a couple more reading bits so far. Kat very kindly says, if you can, remember to show Andy some love. It's coffee, right? A lot of people pronounce it Kofi because of the way it's spelled, but coffee.com/twig. It's scrolling across your screen right now. And Coffee are great. They send your donation straight through to PayPal without taking a cut. So it's a really good website, really good organization. And you can take a look at the pictures of what's going on in my life on there as well. That's coffee.com/twig. PayPal, if you prefer it, paypal.me/twig brother. That's scrolling across your screens as well. And so is 35and83@gmail.com. You'll find all of those links down in the description underneath this video. 35and83@gmail.com. If you'd like a private reading or a birth chart, sometimes called a natal chart, which is astrological, shows you where all the planets were at the time and the place of your birth, what houses those planets were in, what it means for you. And people are usually really astonished by how much they learn from their birth charts. Steve is here. Thank you for joining us, Mr. Steve. Great to have you here. Okay, Patty Palmer with us. I think I said hello a second ago, but hello again, just in case I forgot. Let's go to Donna Wittereed at this moment. Donna, and thank you again. Thank you all for your support of the channel. You're all big support just for being here, but some people have been supporting for a real long time, and you know, that's amazing, and Donna is certainly one of them. Donna, okay, looks like you're going to get your wish. What I've got here is the 9 of Cups. Now, I can see you reaching out and really wanting to sort something out. And I feel there are family matters involved, Donna. I feel that there are family matters which, if they got sorted out, would give you a much easier, much happier kind of life as well. And it would take your mind off the main things that are worrying you at the moment. This family matter is kind of chafing on you, you know, making it harder to sort other things out. And I feel a sense of alarm around you, Donna. Now, I know your health has been really, really difficult, but I think it's going to get more positive, okay? You do actually have the medical answers, as it were, within you. What I mean by that is your body is up to the job of fighting off everything that you've been through, and your body is actively doing that now. So that's got to be good news. The only thing, right, hang on to the kind of person you are, Donna. All right. When we go through health problems, it really can change us, and it very often does change us. But hang on to the actual light at the core of your own being that makes you you. That's really important. You are made that way for a reason. So that's for you, Donna. I totally hope that helps you. I really do. Let's go to Erin O'Nugent. By the way, guys, actually, before I fully move on from Donna, let's send out some healing to Donna and everyone else who needs it in the world as well. Okay, healing energy is not a physical thing. It's not physically limited. So we just kind of count to 10 and send that energy out. Great, and I hope you all joined in with that, because you don't have to be Reiki qualified or anything like that to be able to send healing energy out. Reiki qualifications are really good, and the attunements really help a lot, but every living soul can send out healing energy. So Erin is here. Question, do I have a future partner? Does he exist on the physical realm on Earth? Okay, let's check it out. Let's check that one out with the pointed tiger's eye pendulum. Okay. Wow. It's giving me a yes, but it's giving me a very, very slow yes, right? So things need to change, Erin. And I have a feeling that you're kind of very protective of yourself and your space. And I think that's for good reasons. I'm not trying to tell you that you shouldn't be, but you're really going to have to kind of be open to it being the person you try and manifest, even if when that person turns up, they don't seem exactly like what you were praying for, what you were wanting. You've got a good plan though, okay? Try and put that plan into action. Just don't expect expect a lot by all means, but don't expect things to be specifically exactly the way you want them. I had a wonderful relationship once with a lady who'd been trying to manifest someone before she met me, who had all the sort of qualities that I have and the way that I am. The only thing is she wanted someone with long hair, and it very nearly didn't happen because I didn't have long hair. But what can you do? What can you do? My little Quaker parrot is love watching you. Oh, great. That's lovely. We got a parrot watching us. Absolutely love parrots. Great energy animals know. They certainly do, Marianne, and thanks very much for that. I appreciate that. I really do. And I love animals. I love having them watching us. If you've got an Android device at the moment, you can get this cats thing that if you download it from Play Store, you get a different picture of a cat on your screen every time you switch your tablet on. And I absolutely love these cats they're showing me on there at the moment. They're brilliant. Donna's saying, thanks for the healing. Come on, mouse, do your work. Got the router working, but not the mouse. Okay, Donna's saying, thanks for the healing. Good news. Thanks. My surgery will really help. And a change in diet. Yeah, there's always something we can do. That family matter is a stickler. Hope that works out. I'm sure we're all praying for you, Donna, because you are very well liked on this group, I know. Teresa G, will I have a future partner someday? Wow, Teresa, I've been wondering that for the last 57 years. And it hasn't happened yet. You never know, it might. You're never too old. It might happen. Let's pull a card. Okay, 9 of Wands. Okay, well, Wands are all about things happening, and things actually coming into being. We've got the 9 of Wands here. And the feeling I get from this card, Teresa, is that you're nearly there. Okay, it's not going to be too much longer. And once that person comes into being and you're with that person, it's going to go on and on. And you laugh. You look back and laugh at the thought that you were ever worried about it. It gets like that sometimes. We feel a certain amount of desperation, but it really does all come right in the end. It does come into being. Patty is asking for a card to see what's coming up this week. Okay, right, let's put these down. I favour a Moonology card for this. Well, my spirit guide favours it. Rosalie, in fact, favours it. She's working with us tonight. Well, this afternoon, I keep forgetting it's afternoon in the States and Canada. It is 2 minutes to 10 p.m. here in UK at the moment. So what's that? Oh, it's only 2 minutes to 4 p.m. where you guys are. But yeah, the night is young in any case. Right, Patty, what we've got for you, new moon in Sagittarius. We are in a waning moon at the moment, so we're coming towards a new moon, which is on August the 8th, and that's it's actually next Sunday. And that's going to be a new moon in Leo. But this card, wow, this card has the energy of the new moon in Sagittarius, and it says, luck is on your side. Good news. Okay, luck is on your side. So in terms of what's coming up this week, Patty, I want to say that it's kind of an internal thing with you that's going to come to the fore. That's really what it's all about. The rest of the week is going to be just kind of doing its own thing, as the passage of time randomly does. But what's really important for you to be doing next week is the words I've got are living your truth. Okay, bring your truth out, live your truth to the highest extent you possibly can. Because as the card said there, luck is on your side, Patty. Okay, and try and be fearless, right? I don't think you're entirely that kind of person, Patty, but just be fearless, because what you're pursuing in your life, what you're trying to make real and make happen in your life are good goals. You've got good intentions, so just follow them out no matter what, because luck is on your side. Okay. Hi, Daniel. Thanks for coming on in. Great stuff. Almost 5 p.m. in New York. Wow. All right. I was saying 4 p.m. No, of course, 5 p.m. I do get mixed up with the time differences. What can we do? What can we do? Just keep trying to learn, keep going as much as possible. Right. Okay. Going to go to Adele in a minute, but first of all, let's answer that question from Gartha. Have I ever had any paranormal experiences? Well, I could talk for a whole show about paranormal experiences I've had and not cover them all. So I won't go into really deep detail at the moment. But It goes back very, very early in my life, actually. And if you ever saw the collab that I did with Celtic Tarot Sheila, I've done 3 or 4 collabs with Celtic Tarot Sheila, but there was one where we were sharing ghost stories. And I don't exactly call spirit guides ghosts. They're much nicer. You know, spirit guides get a bad rap from the idea of them being ghosts. But hell, that's the way it was. And I was preschool age. My mother was taking me to a play group in a community building quite near to where we lived when I was a child. And there was quite a lot of children would get together 2 or 3 times a week and we'd play in there. And some of us would get up on the stage. We'd been told never to go on the stage. And we just assumed this was because it was like, you know, a private area or something. So, of course, lots of us would sneak up onto the stage. And there was this amazing ball game going on. Quite a few of us were playing it. This ball would roll towards us and we'd roll it back and it'd stop and roll back to us. And when I look back on that now, I realized it was spiritual activity, you know. It didn't frighten us as children at all. We just thought this guy was the most amazing hide and seek player ever. But, you know, it was a spirit person. And I did meet him. He came and appeared outside my bedroom window when I was very young. And his name was Sean. And he'd had hydrocephalus, where the head swells up a lot with fluid water, I guess, because they're hydrocephalus. And there, you know, he was there playing with us. And it was a good energy. You know, it wasn't a bad thing. And it didn't scare any of us at all. And my beef with a lot of paranormal people or paranormal investigators at the moment, particularly on TV, is that I guess you've got to kind of get your YouTube channel or your TV channel out there with lots of people watching it. But they'll go in and they'll shout, "Come on, you rotten lot. Come on out and show yourselves." And they get really kind of aggressive with the spirit entities. And that just doesn't help. It just doesn't help at all, because they're not aggressive people. All they ever really try to do that scares us is they try to get our attention. And as soon as we give them that attention, things calm down. So that's kind of my take on paranormal things. Many other stories. Stay tuned. Keep it real. Keep it twig, brother. Hit the subscribe button, because these stories will come up again and again. And speaking of the channel, right, I got a cosmic reading yesterday from a really amazingly good medium. I've had the pleasure of working with before, but she's really out there, you know. She lives in Mexico, actually, and we had this reading on Facebook Messenger, because that's, you know, we've got a good friendship going on there. And she was telling me it's time to do something with this channel. So I'm going to build a website for it. That was the main thing that came out of it. Also, I'm afraid my prices are going to have to creep up a bit in September. So if you want a private reading, get in touch now. It'll be a bit less expensive. But basically, I've got to put my money where my mouth is, and I've got to start living this as my actual job. And that really is the only way to take this to the next level. I'm already spending most of my week on YouTube one way or another. I've got to make it my job, guys. It's the only way. Got to bring back monetization, so there'll be some ads on the channels. That's coming through at the moment. I've just got to make it my job. I've got to go for it. And this is really great advice that she gave me. And I want to pass that advice on from her. Her name is Sammy. I want to pass that advice on to each and every one of you. Okay. I'm not saying you've got to like start a spiritual business and make it your job, but the inspiration we get from spirit is the most important thing that we will ever get in this life. You know, it's unique. Every one of us has a unique gift. You got to live that truth out. Okay. Don't just hide it under a bushel. Don't just say, "Oh, I'm not good enough to do that," because I don't feel good enough to do it. But people keep telling me I am, so I keep doing it. And it's getting me places, you know. So that's a rather more positive side of the paranormal, really. But that is another reason why I've started up the 4 Astro Truth channel. And actually, someone mentioned earlier she sent money into PayPal for Astro Truth. Yeah, that name on for that name for Astro Truth is on my PayPal email as well. It's what my PayPal website is in the name of, because I used to do a lot more with that channel, and I just use that same PayPal account for both. But paypal.me/twigbrother will link you to my PayPal account, and if you'd like to, send a little something my way, that would be very greatly appreciated. It really would. Anyway, right, so that's my little bit of talking done. I think I'm going to keep this one down to an hour, guys, tonight. It's gone ridiculously hot in UK. I'm not complaining. It's brilliant, but we're up to like 30 centigrade again, and I forget what that is in Fahrenheit, but it's over 70, and it is baking hot. Okay. And Adele is asking, can I tell her anything about her future love life? Okay. I'm going to go into an oracle deck, which is very well loved in our YouTube community of card readers. Work Your Light by Rebecca Campbell. Okay. Because in terms of your future love life, it's looking good. I haven't even got the cards out of the box yet, and I'm telling you, it's looking good. Okay, it's looking positive. But there's something you need to bear in mind to really make it happen. Okay. Now, the person you meet is going to come out of a group of people, like a soul level group of people. The card I've got for you is Sisterhood of the Rose, and it says beauty and devotion, priestess, mystic, teacher. Okay, now that is all about your calling in life. And just as I was saying a minute ago, it's important to follow out and live out the spiritual truths that come to you. One reason for that, and it's one of many reasons, it's an important reason, is when you live out that spiritual truth, you attract other people to you who are on the same path, or at least whose paths are going along the same lines as yours for the time being. And that is very energizing. And if you meet your future love person through a mystical group of like-minded people, it is fantastic. It takes a lot of the relationship craziness out of the situation. Okay, and it allows it to be a love life rather than a grinding, annoying, difficult, worrying relationship situation. So, Sisterhood of the Rose, I want to say don't worry about it, Adele. Look how relaxed this lady is right at the center of the card here. Yeah? The more you kind of tune in spiritually and just go with the flow, maybe meditate, ground yourself, protect yourself, and meditate, then the more successful your love life is going to be. I think that goes for all of us, actually. But that was specifically the card I got for you there, Adele. So I'm sure we all wish you well with that. We most certainly do. Okay. Right. Yes, absolutely, says Adele. Well, right. I'm glad that worked for you, my friend. And thanks very much for your question, and thanks very much for your energy. Because when you guys ask me these questions, it brings energy into being. Really does bring energy into being. While we're on romance, let's go to Sandy G. Can I please get a romance card? Thanks, Doc. Virtual hug. Brilliant. It's funny how emojis come out in different ways on different systems. I'm on Linux, or Linux, some people call it. Linux Mint, which is a real weird Linux distro that hardly anybody has. So it keeps the hackers out really nicely. Let's do you a card, Sandy. Anyway, that's enough internet stuff. Let's do you a card. This is what it's all about. Sharon Sipe is here. Hi to you. Thanks so much for joining us, Sharon. It's always good to have you with us. You always bring great energy. Okay. A romance card. Well, we've got Lady Nada, and she says, Heart Awakening. Last thing you want is a man with dirty nails like this, by the way, but I have been gardening. There's a reason for it. Heart awakening. All right, so your heart is actually waking up to love at the moment. Maybe for quite a time, love hasn't really been your main focus in life. But, love is the best energy in the universe. It says here, awaken to acceptance and divine love, give and receive in balance. So I'm seeing this as you, Sandy. I can see in your picture you've got dark hair, and this lady's got blonde hair, beautiful light blonde hair. Okay, it's okay to have beautiful dark hair, but that's the energy we're looking at. It's light. There are flowers all over this card, so it's looking positive for you. It really is. And I'm also drawn to this card. before I put this deck away and move on. Kuan Yin, care and compassion. Okay, and Kuan Yin is saying, choose to be love. Do what is right for everyone involved. Offer a helping hand. Okay, so it's someone who's going to need a bit of a helping hand from you, quite obviously. And as Lady Nada is talking about your heart awakening, this is a real good thing to add to that. Choose to be love. And this is the important thing. Choose to be love, not choose to be the love, not choose to draw the love of your life in. Just choose to be love. It's the highest expression of human life when you choose to be love. And it draws in good relationships. It draws in all kinds of good things, good luck, positive vibes, you know, makes your future so much better when you choose to be love. So that is what we have for you, Sandy. And thanks so much for your question. Let's move on to Vivian. Hi, Andy. Hi, Vivian. Will my husband's current employer approve his request to continue working from our current home? Thank you. Okay. So this is moving us on from a card I think I pulled for you a couple of nights ago about that. And it's a big situation. Let's ask the pendulum that question. Will Vivian's husband's current employer approve his request to continue working from our current home? Thank you. I hate to say it, it's looking like a no to me, but as soon as I said that, it started turning into a yes, all right? Your husband's really going to have to negotiate about that. I think you might have to do some negotiating too, okay? I think your husband might be willing to just kind of give up and, you know, find another job or something. But as soon as I said no, I started getting a yes from the pendulum. So it's going to be a no first, and then you can turn that into a yes. You really can, okay? And this is another kind of real good point for anyone who's in development at the moment, wanting to learn to do readings. When you kind of get some information for someone and you say, oh, is it this? And the person says no, you can usually turn that into a yes. The spirit guides are never wrong, but sometimes the person is just not thinking along the right lines and doesn't get what you're saying. So always keep pushing it, because there will always be truth there when it comes in from spirit guides. It really will. Let me just do a quick promo here, with my iPhone. Where am I going with this? Yeah, I just want to show you the 4 Astro Truth channel details there. That's what the 4 Astro Truth channel looks like. There is a video on there now that I put up today showing the astrology for the week ahead, August 1st to the 8th. New moon coming, because there is a new moon in Leo, which is actually coming up 1 week today on Sunday the 8th. So that's great. It's going to lead then to a full moon, which I think is in Aquarius. Yeah, Aquarius, later in August. I think on the 22nd of August, something like that. But hey, you know, we've got to get through the new moon first, and we've got to get through this last week going towards that new moon, because this means we're in last quarter at the moment. In other words, the moon is under 50% full. You'd think it was 25% for quarter, wouldn't you? But it's not. It's 50%, because it's 50% up, 50% up, 50% down, 50% down. So this last 50% is the last quarter. And at that time, our thoughts tend to turn to home and family. A lot of spiritual energy comes in around home and family. And so we are seeing a lot of questions about love and family matters in this session at the moment. And that's great. That's kind of how it should be. That's how the energies work. So hey, big thanks, right? Because when I picked my phone up there, I did notice 1 or 2 people have very kindly sent me a donation to coffee. Thank you very much indeed, folks. I appreciate that so much. It makes all sorts of things possible, like the new router I'm using at the moment, which is allowing me to upload videos faster. It's a little bit faster, not massively faster, but a little bit faster. And we've got a lovely stable connection so far tonight. I'm going to touch wood on that. But that was made possible by your donations through PayPal and through coffee. So if you don't, if money's short, if you haven't got much money, don't worry about it. Don't sweat. I do these so that people can actually get free readings, because in another part of my life, I do readings for money. It's how I make my living. But these live streams are really so that people can actually get a free reading. And one reason I want to push my channel further and harder, get the views up, get the subscribers up, and get it monetized, is that hopefully I can just do free readings all the time if that works out. So that's what I'm working towards. But thanks very much for all your support with Money Through Coffee. And thank you so much for all your support here as well. It means a lot. It really does. Mary is here and asking a question. Right. Starting a new job, Mary. This sounds very positive. Okay. Hey, Andy, can you put a card for me for next week, please? I start a new job. Also, I looked for Astro Truth, but I didn't see you. Is it one word? Yeah. Let's just show it on the screen again. Where are we? This is it. But it's for Astro Truth, because I named the channel in the days of Doreen Virtue. I have to bring it back a bit. It's going all blurry on the screen there. Can you even see that? Who knows? There it is at the top, for Astro Truth. And that's what it looks like. So it's all one word, and it's got a 4 at the beginning. All one word, no spaces, for Astro Truth. Lisa is with us. Erin's son, hi to you. Glad to make some part of the broadcast. I'm really glad to see you. Brilliant that you've made it. Lovely to have all of you guys. But, here we've got another long-term supporter and a great moderator as well, Lisa, Erin's son. Big thanks to all the moderators, by the way. Couldn't do it without you guys. But I couldn't do it without you, any of you, really. That's what it's all about. You guys are all here. The gang's all here. This is what really matters. We're getting quite late in the show at this point, guys. I'm going to go up to the top of the hour, which is actually essentially going to be the bottom of the hour, really, because it's going to be 1/2 the hour. But it's, it's when the show reaches an hour, and then I'm going to have to knock it off because it is boiling hot. I'm drinking loads of water here, which is good news. Drink plenty of water. Good advice. Andy, do you think I could be a good tarot reader? Elbow cough. Well, yeah, I do. Sandy, the thing about the tarot, right? You don't absolutely have to be have the gifts of a medium. I'm a medium first and foremost, and I work through the tarot a lot. But to be a medium, you have to be on a particular wavelength, and I'm very fortunate to be on it. But to be a tarot reader, you can just pick up some cards and start with the little paper leaflet thing that comes with the cards and just learn it. I would start with just one deck, learn that deck as much as you can. Right at the moment, for about the last 2 years, I've nearly always used this Tarot in Wonderland deck. There's the box on the shelf behind me, Tarot in Wonderland, and I've learned a lot. But it's the thing to do is just get one deck, stick with that one deck, and then as time goes on, another deck catches your eye, takes your fancy, get that deck as well, and you get a different take on all the cards. But yeah, you definitely could. It's a choice, okay? You need to give time to it, and you need to be willing to meditate. Also, ground yourself and protect yourself. That's really important too. Whenever you work, draw down that protective bubble over you. Some people call it the cosmic condom. A friend of mine calls it that, and so do I now because it makes me laugh. But it's a true thing. You just visualize a bubble coming down around you and sealing up onto the ground around your feet. And ask the angels to use that bubble to protect you, not to let anything, negative in at all. Breathe in light and breathe out all the shit from whatever's been going on in the day or in the week or in your life. Also, open your crown chakra. Visualize your crown chakra being like 1,000-petal lotus flower and opening it up. Native Americans see that as a sacred spiral, the way the spiral of hair forms on the back of the head. It's as unique to you as your fingerprint. But either that or the 1,000-petal lotus flower, and you just see that opening when you want to work. And when you've finished your reading, close it down again. It's like putting a cloth over a crystal ball. It allows the energy to build up in a really positive way. But point number 3, and this is a massive one, and this isn't just for you, Sandy, this is for absolutely everyone, but it's going to apply to you as well, Sandy. It really is. Ground yourself, my friends. Really, really ground yourself. When I was having my amazing eye-opening reading yesterday, my good friend who was giving me the reading was telling me that in recent times, a hell of a lot of people who come to her for healing, and she's a healer as well, they come to her for healing, and she finds that their Earth Star chakra is disconnected, and this is from a lack of grounding, and it's coming in for many reasons, but particularly at the moment it's a problem because of everything that's going on with the pandemic in the world. It's making us trust science more than we trust the Great Spirit, more than we trust the universe, because we're thinking, what's the universe thrown at us? What's Mother Earth thrown at us with this? This is very physical. So we look for physical answers, and it causes a disconnect with the Earth Star chakra, which is very important. That chakra is about 12 inches beneath your feet, and it's where you link into the goddess energy. And you need to link into that goddess energy because everything we do spiritually is all about drawing down the divine truth from the highest realms and making that a real positive, real strong part of our lives. Really important to do that. Some people think if they ground themselves, they won't really be able to spiritually fly and use the higher chakras. But friends, ground yourself, okay? Because your guardians, your guides, your gatekeepers, your angels will not let you go too far if you haven't grounded yourself. It really matters. So visualize those roots coming down out of your feet, anchoring you deep, deep into Mother Earth. More on that in tomorrow's video, which I recorded this afternoon, but it's going to be uploaded tomorrow. Do check it out. It's going to be all about the need for grounding, and there's going to be a reading in that as well. So, yeah, ground yourselves, guys. That is the important thing. Massively important at this time. As Lisa says, if you'd like a personal reading from Twig Brother, that is Andy, please email me here, 35and83@gmail.com, and that Gmail address is scrolling across your screens throughout this video, and it's down there in the description as well. And do email me. It'd be a great thing to hear from you. Just email me for a chat if you want. I love getting your emails, but if you want a private reading, do go that way, and the price is going to have to go up in September. I hate to say it, but that's what my guides are telling me. It's what came through in my reading, that my guides have been telling me that, and I haven't been doing it. I've got to make this a business, and just got to kind of show the world that this is the way to go at the moment, and kind of reach out to as many people as possible. So if you'd like to support me in my work, the coffee and the PayPal link are there. And if you'd like a private reading before the price goes up in September, 35and83@gmail.com, and we will sort something out. Okay, now here's Kat saying something important. If you have asked a question but Andy has not yet seen it, be sure to post it again. Yeah, please do, guys. Okay, we're in the last sort of 7 or 8 minutes of the show at this point, but I'm happy to do some kind of quick fire question and answers if need be, and there is often a need out there. The other thing I just want to say, right, some people describe me as Twig Brother Andy, and I guess I am, because I live amongst the twigs and I feel kind of brotherly about the whole thing. But I do actually have a spirit guide whose name is Twig Brother. I'm working with Rosalie most of the time when I do this, because she lived an earthly life as a Romany fortune teller, and she's used to doing lots of kind of quick fire readings with different energies, different people coming in and wanting readings. She's brilliant at that. But my first ever spirit guide that I ever got to know personally is Twig Brother, a Native American guide. That's why the channel has the name it has. So I'm sort of Twig Brother, but really it's Twig Brother and Andy. That's kind of what we're about here. Okay, right, let's do some quick fire stuff. Okay, Mrs. Tyler J would like a card. Here we go. Sharon says I deserve a pay rise. Thank you so much, Sharon. That is so kind of you. Mrs. Tyler J, okay, card for you. 8 of Wands. Progress is moving. Things are going to be changing, okay? And I actually feel that this is pretty relevant to your next week or so coming up. And this is quite positive because the energy of nature is slowing down as Grandmother Moon wanes, which she's really in a waning cycle at the moment. But yeah, fast moving energy for you. Things are going to change. Not much you can do about it, but you're not going to want to do much about it because it's looking very positive. Okay, card for Elizabeth Hayes at this point. Okay, a card, please. Why ever not? What have we got for you, Elizabeth Hayes? We have got the Moon. Okay. So she's waning, but she's active for sure. Here's another card relating to the Moon. It's number 18 in the major arcana, the Moon. Now, Elizabeth, you've worked on several things in your life, but you've been working on something in recent times that is coming close to coming to a head. Make sure you're getting the right advice, okay? The story of this card is you can see the walrus and the carpenter walking along, and the walrus tries to get the oysters to come out of the sea, and they come up out of the sea, and then the walrus eats them. So just make sure you're getting the right advice, and kind of use your judgment, your personal judgment, as much as you can, Elizabeth, to get the best out of situations. Nothing wrong with that when you're doing it for the best reasons. So good luck, Elizabeth. Okay, Amber Campos is here. Will I get a car this month? That is one for the pendulum, I think. Will I get a car this month? We're no, we're not. What am I saying? I'm saying it's the end of the month. It's not. It's the beginning. It's the 1st of August. It's Lammas as well, by the way, an ancient pagan festival. Lammas, or Lughnasadh, the way it's spelled, Lughnasadh. It's pronounced Lammas. Amazing pagan festival. Amber, will I get a car this month? Well, that's a yes if ever I saw one. Okay, it's not a very emphatic yes. I think we're looking at quite a bit later in the month, Amber, but I wish you luck with that. Guys, I got to say, I can never make promises about this stuff. It's kind of entertainment purposes only. There is such a thing as like cosmic interference, particularly when you're using the internet. And I'm not trying to use that as a sort of get out thing. It's just a fact of life. And as a lot of people will testify, I do tend to get things right. So it's looking like a yes for you, Amber. Best of luck with that. Very best of luck from all of us here. Steve, starting a new work schedule this week. How's my energy look like this week? Pretty much the same? Well, let's find out. Deck. Here we go. We've got the deck. We've got the Moonology deck. Full moon in Gemini. The answers you need are coming. Gemini is a very out there energy. Okay, I can see you being pulled in 2 directions. That's certainly a message from a Gemini card. But the answers you need are coming. Okay, so starting a new work schedule, well, you're going to have questions answered. I guess one of those questions is you've been asking yourself, what's it going to be like with the new work schedule? And feels to me like it's going to be great. Feels actually very positive. Gemini is a very positive energy, but it's going to be a 2-sided thing, okay? I think there's going to be mostly happiness, some small regrets as well, but pretty much the same. I think just about sums it up. But a lot more positive, Steve. Thanks for your question, friend. Brilliant stuff. Okay. If it looks like a duck, walks like a duck, etc., etc., it is a duck. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Got to go that way. Got to really go with that. Card for Sue Howell, please. Sue, we will do you another card from the Moonology deck at this point in the show. Wow, here we go. A new start is coming. New moon. Well, it really is. We're coming to a new moon 1 week today. So if things are winding down for you at the moment, Sue, fear not. They're going to pick up again. It's a cycle. You're just in a kind of low part of the cycle. Now, I feel that your energy is actually quite high. We're talking about, outside influences, really, which are waning down at the moment. But things will get going again really soon, Sue. Okay. Mary, first week of my new job. We've got lots of new jobs starting at the moment. This is great stuff. Rosalie is indeed a gorgeous name. There's 2 E's. It's like Rosa Lee, like that. But yeah, gorgeous name, gorgeous soul. She had a wonderful life. She was a Spanish Romany, and she was a fortune teller. And she still is a fortune teller through this YouTube channel. So great. And she thanks you guys all for your support as well. She really does. Okay. Card for your first week for your new job, Mary. Emotions are running high. Okay. This is one of those things, right? You get to know about the job that you're going to start. You find things out about it. Once you've been in the place for about a week and you've got to know the people, it seems like a completely different state of affairs. I feel it's going to be good for you, right? One thing about emotions running high is it clears the air, right? I think it could be a bit of a tricky start for you, to be honest, Mary, but go for it. Make it happen because it's positive, okay? Keep thinking positive and it will be positive. It really, really will, okay? Vixen, is there a reason why October seems significant for me? Yes, there is. I'm not being told what it is. She just says, yes, there is. Let's pull a card. Let's pull a card. Queen of Swords. Right. October for you, Vixen, is a time of decision making. A time when things tend to be up in the air, time of hard decisions, okay, and you need to have a good plan when you come up to October, okay, really kind of be on your mettle this October in particular, because it's a good time to change things, in a positive way in your life. Okay. Anything good coming to me? Asks Pamela McKenzie. Hi, Pamela. Anything good coming to me in August? Love and light sent your way. Let's have a look. Steady progress. Okay, I guess you could call that something good coming to you. It may not appear in August, but keep on working through August. Keep up the good work, Pamela. That's the message to you. Okay, we're just about on the end of the show at this point, guys. Okay. Daisy D, yeah, look out for a nice surprise on Thursday. Okay. And Erin said that's how you wanted to spell her name, but I went against my instinct. Haha. This is it, guys. This is, Erin says some wise words there, actually, because it's wise to be open about that kind of thing. Yeah, just always go with your gut. As you get deeper into this, you can ask your guides to spell words out for you if you want to, and you'll see it spelled out in front of you. Yeah. Doesn't always happen with Rosalie, though, because being in the life she had, she wasn't actually able to read and write. So I think that's a fair mistake to make. I really do. But yeah, it's Rosalie. And I hesitate to use the word gypsy because it's become like a pejorative thing to call people. But in the Romany gypsy culture that she lived in, wonderful thing, and very, very intelligent people, but reading and writing wasn't really in the mix there. Well, on that note, guys, it's 10:30 p.m. here in UK of a Sunday, so I'm going to relax now, and I'm going to watch a video that I didn't download it. I paid to watch it on YouTube. If you're in USA, this video is called Pirate Radio. If you're in UK, it's called The Boat That Rocked, and I'm going to go off and watch that in a minute. Hi, Red Hat. Sorry you come in just as we're ending things here, but we're just about on the end of the show at this moment. And Pamela had a reading from Rosalie. Yeah, it's a very common name with Romany fortune tellers, actually. And they're not making it up. It's absolutely for real. That is a genuine name that spreads throughout the fortune telling community and the tarot community. But yeah, guys, watch, if you're in USA, watch Pirate Radio. If you're in UK, watch The Boat That Rocked. It's a groovy movie for sure, and I love it because I was a DJ long time ago, and I've always wished that I was there in 1964 to 1967 when it was all happening, and people were doing commercial radio from ships in international waters just off the North Sea coast because our government wouldn't let us have like American style rock and roll stations. And something I love about YouTube is our government didn't really want us to go this way, but we can, and it's not piracy, it's all legal, it's all above board, the government approves. But we've got a lot of freedoms, I think, because of YouTube, just like PayPal. You know, if it wasn't for PayPal, the banks would still be closing at 3 p.m. and no one would be able to get any money all weekend. Great influences, and YouTube is one of them. But yeah, late but here. Red Hat, thanks so much for coming in. It's really good to have you with us. I want to say a big thank you to absolutely everyone who's watching at the moment and who's watched throughout this show, especially you guys who are watching the upload. And this video will be available to view just after the show finishes. Live chat replay doesn't seem to come along for about 12 hours. I don't know why that is, but there we go. This is the latest the latest installment in the Twig Brother story. Stay tuned for more. Hit the subscribe button, guys, because there's more videos always coming up. Tomorrow it's going to be about grounding and protection, and there'll be a reading in it too. Check out the 4 Astro Truth channel, please do. Okay, because there's going to be some pure astrology coming from me, coming from my books on there as well. I'm not saying it's not guided, but it's more kind of, you know, raw astrology on there. There may be a 3rd channel which won't get many uploads, but just about gardening and stuff that doesn't link into readings, basically, that I'd like to vlog about. Don't know what that'll be called yet. It's all up in the air, but things are moving on. So guys, thanks so much. Hi, Chris Engel. Thank you too. You have a good evening too, or good day. Enjoy whatever you're doing. And that goes for all of you guys. Big love to you. Big light to you. Thanks ever so much for your support and your energy. I'm here again on Wednesday. Look out for the notification. And I'll see you again very, very soon. If not on Wednesday, in a future video. Love to you, my friends. Light to you. Blessings to you. And